You took the Chargers and the
his
Saints
home opener.
through 3 games we've discussed, and
Okay.
you've already taken the Chargers
All
and the
right.
Saints. Goes against your coaching logic.
I just don't see that gold plate around my square right here. That should be there for better, best, first 2 weeks. So until that, maybe you should give me that one after this one if you're just going to be hammering all my picks.
It's gonna shatter after the way you're starting this week 3. So.
Mm-mm-mm.
You're now tuning into
The Cover Gang.
What's going on, Cover Gang? We are diving into the early slate of games for NFL Week 3. Hopefully you watched our earlier video in the week where we recapped Week 2, and we also gave our Thursday night pick. Me and Justin, it's the first time we differed on a Thursday night pick. I have the Giants plus 10.5. He's rolling with the 49ers to cover that 10.5. I'm coming off back-to-back winning weeks. Won for the first two. Justin, he won last week as well, so we were both profitable, both over 500, which is good. I hit double digits for the first time this year, hoping to continue that success going into week 3. But first, we'll go ahead and Justin, he'll read off one of the first 1 o'clock games. I'll give my take, he'll give his. See if we agree.
Did you say what you went 10-6?
10-6.
10
yeah.
and 6.
Was hoping for 11-5, but the Browns, Nick Chubb, that injury, man.
Yeah.
Woo.
I went 9-7, and I took 49ers minus 10, so don't give me that hook. I don't want that garbage. So minus 10, 49ers. You got 10.5. I'm on minus 10. First up.
Yeah, you can still get it. Yeah. At the time of recording, it was 10 or 10.5, but yeah.
All right, so first up on the slate, we got the Chargers at the Vikings. One of the worst games of the week, in my opinion, to bet on. 2 fall from graces last year. These were both playoff teams, and how the mighty have fallen. This is a toss-up, but if I got to pick a side, I guess I'll take the Vikings here. What do you feel strong about this one?
No, I don't feel strongly about it. I think it'll be a good watch. These two teams, along with the Bengals, 3 playoff teams from last year, starting off 0-2. That's tough. It feels like desperation already, but at the end of the season, you hear about these teams that had like a 3, 4, 5 game losing streak, still made it into the playoffs. You just don't want to start the season that way. Traveling into Minnesota, I am finally going to take the Chargers here. It's a little bit of the public side, but that Minnesota defense, even though they're a little bit more rested up playing last Thursday night's game, they get 10 days to prepare for this 1 o'clock spot. That defense is atrocious. Right before we recorded, did you see they signed Cam Akers for like a 6th round pick or something?
I saw that. I got Alexander Madison on my fantasy team, and I see why they signed Cam Akers. He is not producing like through 2
Yeah,
games.
they can't run the ball, so it's literally just up to Kirk to hopefully. And the Chargers secondary has been exposed this year, so I could see it being a shootout. But if you're giving me a pick 'em, this roster is so good, and the Chargers, we kind of expected for the Vikings to regress and the Chargers to be in the playoff mix at the end. So I think they finally snapped the streak here. They get the win, and yeah, it's not something I love. Like half unit on it, maybe not even that.
Definitely a half unit type of game for me, but can't believe you're siding with Brandon Staley and Mr. Fails a lot.
I've been
in the
Mr.
second half.
Fade Chargers, and here I am coming in on them. But we'll see if I do that for the rest of these picks.
You're just flaking. You gotta stick to the code, bro. All right, next up we got the Bills at the Commanders. I don't know about you, but I feel like the line is set right where it needs to be on this one. It's hard to pick either side, but in this one I'm gonna take the Commanders defense to keep it tight at home plus 6.5. I'll just take the points in a match where it's a little bit tough for me to decide. These first 2 games of the slate are not my favorite ones to bet on. Got some good ones coming up though.
I like this game a pretty good amount for the Commanders. The weakness of this Bills team is the offensive line. They are on the road again.
On the road again?
And this Washington team, they're hot and they're playing for that coaching staff. And so, yeah, Josh Allen I think he's a world of talent above Sam Howell, but I could see this game being close. The scary part is Josh Allen's 54 wins in the NFL regular season. 38 of them have came by 7 or more points. So at 6.5 is really dire. But no, I feel good about taking the Commanders in this spot, honestly. I think the Bills win the game, but Commanders keep it interesting. So, yeah, give me a home dog here. 2-0 team. that's feeling themselves a little bit.
Next up, we got the Saints at the Packers. I don't know about you, but this one to me, like when I first opened my sports book, I'm like, this line is fishy, man. Like Packers -1.5, Packers -2. I'm just like, I'm not sure why it's not higher, but I don't know about you, but I'm taking the Packers here. Jordan Love
Oh,
is looking for real. Good bounce back spot for the Pack. They played better than the Falcons and could easily be sitting at 2-0 right now. Saints have played two teams who cannot score or throw the ball. This is their first real challenge, and they also have no run game outside of Taysom Hill. It's just give me the Pack all day. I'm riding with the public, though. It's 60-some% of the bets coming in on the Packers, but call me a cheesehead in week 3, bro.
yeah, about 2/3 of the bets are coming in on Green Bay right here. This is a perfect spot to take the Saints. Jordan Love, even though he's played a mediocre defense in Atlanta last week and then played uh, maybe the worst defense in football in Chicago week 1, he still is not over 60% completion percentage. He's and that's with Matt LaFleur coaching. And yeah, he's missing some weapons, and I think that if you wanted to wait on this game closer to the weekend, we're recording on Wednesday, September 20th right now. So I may would wait because I think that I'm on the Saints side. I think if Christian Watson or Aaron Jones, either one gets cleared to play, you may see that 2.5 number pop up. But yeah, no, I feel good about taking the Saints +2 on the road here. I just think that they're a better team, better roster, offense and defensive side of the ball. Derek Carr, he's not the best road quarterback, but at least I know what I'm getting in Derek Carr. And Jordan, like I said, Jordan Love's just not played a defense like this yet. So it'll be a true test for him. He's going to have some growing pains, and I think this is going to be one of those games. So we differ on this one, and I do feel pretty strongly about the Saints here.
You're unbelievable, bro. You're a flake.
Yeah, I'm not with the public. I'm
You're a
unbelievable.
frosted flake. Yeah, just lean on that. But then remember, we talked about how hot and garbage Dennis Allen is and Derek Carr in a new system, and you're gonna flip flop like right at the worst moment.
I'm
I'm
not
sorry.
flip flopping. They're playing Jordan Love.
You took the Chargers and the
his
Saints
home opener.
through 3 games we've discussed, and
Okay.
you've already taken the Chargers and the
Alright.
Saints. Goes against your coaching logic.
I just don't see that gold plate around my square right here. That should be there for better, best. First 2 weeks. So until that, maybe you should give me that one after this one if you're just going to be hammering all my picks.
It's gonna shatter after the way you're starting this week 3. So,
Yeah, we'll see.
all right,
That's why we placed them.
next up, we got the Falcons at the Lions. I think this is the trap game of the week. Love the line movement in this one, and that's because I want the Lions to be a lower favorite number. I mean, the public and pros are going to jump on the Falcons in this spot. I think it's one of those spots where the pros will take the Falcons early. The public's going to jump on when it's too late, and they're going to back this road underdog. And that I don't want to be on the public side of a road underdog. The line is saying that the Lions and Falcons are even on a neutral field, which I just don't believe at all because huge quarterback discrepancy between Ritter versus Goff. Get out of here, bro. Give me the Lions -3, 2-unit play. Like, no doubt. Double down.
I totally okay. So we're back covering the spread. I totally agree. I think that Atlanta has been outplayed in their first 2 games against Panthers and Green Bay, but Arthur Smith has kept them there at the end. And Ritter at home did make some plays that I really didn't expect him to make to win that game against Green Bay. So maybe he is starting to fit into the offense a little bit more. But yeah, I'm taking Jared Goff. Even though Amon St. Brown, he's not cleared to play. David Montgomery's not going to play. It's going to be Jameer Gibbs. He's going to be the only running back out there this week. Like named running back. I don't know who their third string is or whatever. But yeah, this is just the Lions are a better team at this point. It's like I said, same thing with the Packers. It's going to be some growing pains with Jordan Love and Desmond Ritter. So yeah, give me the Lions -3. It's about 1.5 units for me. I'm not doubling down because like Arthur Smith does keep Atlanta in these games, and they kick a lot of field goals. So I could see Lions winning, but maybe by like 2 or something, So it's not one of my favorite plays of the week, but definitely I think you're on the right side with the Lions at home.
Here's another one I like. Titans at the Browns. This one is crowded.
Love this game.
It's another one of those, I guess we gotta go with Mike Vrabel as an underdog. It just seems so chalky.
That's
Reverse.
who you're taking?
No, no, no.
Okay.
Reverse.
I was about to crush you
Reverse
on this
line
one.
movement in this one. 75% of the bets coming in on the road dog Titans, and the line has moved a half point up in the Browns' favor after it initially was at 4.5, so it gets bet down early to 3. And then you got all these bets coming in on the Titans, all these bets. It keeps piling up, and now it moves back towards the Browns. I don't know. Even with the Nick Chubb injury, I just think that's telling that something fishy. This is just one of those crowded sides. It's like 85% of the bets coming in on the Titans. Be wary of that Vrabel magic. It can't always just happen that way. I think you take the Browns, and I think that's the side -3.
Yeah, this is a double unit play for me because what everything you just said from a bettor's perspective, it makes total sense, but also from a football sense. A lot of people I've listened to other people talk about this game, and they think that the Titans Browns on a neutral field are about even. No, this Browns defense is way better than this Titans defense.
They will
Even though
not
they're a
be able
little
to
banged
score.
up, Zadarius Smith, he's questionable along with their slot corner. But they didn't practice today. But I could see, I think that both of them will play. The injury to Nick Chubb is horrible, but Deshaun Watson, that was a tough divisional game to lose. You lost your whole game plan. It's like we're up, and then we're gonna just run the ball and then play action, and they couldn't run the ball after that. Kareem Hunt, they just signed him. Obviously, he's not going to be a part of this game, but still, the Browns are a much better team. They're at home. Deshaun Watson, he's getting all the negative noise saying that, he's not nearly what he was, whatever. I still think he's better than Ryan Tannehill, honestly. So, yeah, give me in my opinion, the much better roster at home to cover the 3 points they should get for playing in the dog pound. Double unit.
I like it. Love it. Next up, Texans at the Jaguars. The notorious
Pros versus
Texans.
Joes, baby.
I love to die on this hill with them and then hate them afterwards. You already know where I'm at on this one. It's too many points. Trevor Lawrence has not started out well this year. Last year on the pod, I called the Texans upsetting the Jags outright. This time they cover the spread. They don't upset them. They cover the spread. Last 10 games between these two teams, Texans are 7-3 against the spread and 9-1 outright. Trevor Lawrence is even straight up versus every team in his division except the Texans. He struggles with this franchise for no reason. It's just one of those trends you just stick to. I'm taking the Texans. I'll die on this hill. Where are you at on this one?
Yeah, you are a Broncos/Texan fan, that's for sure. I am right there with you. Plus 9.5 is too many points. Does anybody realize that C.J. Stroud almost threw for 400 yards last game? Now, it is against a bad Colts secondary, and they were behind, so that was the only way to get the ball down the field, whatever. It's a lot of trash yards, but still, for him to fight to the end shows some grit out of a rookie quarterback. But yeah, the Texans have been the Jaguars' Achilles heel. This is a normal unit for me. I don't love it as much as years past because I do worry that Jacksonville coming off that loss to Kansas City, I projected them to be like 1A, 1B with the Bills as far as offense in the league. So it's I'm scared of this Jacksonville offense coming off a bad showing. I think Trevor Lawrence will put up but 9.5 in a divisional game, especially like you said, historically the Texans have the Jags number. I feel very comfortable putting a unit size on that.
Next up, we got the Patriots at the Jets. Man,
Right.
have the Pats been unlucky?
Here, let me take the roll on this one, and
Go
then
ahead.
we'll see what you think. So this is hard. So
I'm
the
not liking
Patriots
this.
are the public side. It's like 75% of the bets coming in on the Pats
Road
because
favorites.
road favorites -2.5. We love divisional dogs. Belichick has beaten the Jets 14 straight times. This would be 15. He's playing Zach Wilson. They haven't signed a quarterback as of right now, unless they're out in the Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins lottery. I don't think that they would come in and just throw him in there. This is Zach Wilson's last chance. So it's Belichick going down 0-3 to start the year, or Zach Wilson trying to save his career and his starting job for one more week with the Jets. I'm taking Coach Belichick. Take it -2.5. Even though it's the public side, it's the pro and Joe Sharp everything side. The Patriots are the number one unluckiest team as far as the rankings go throughout the first 2 weeks of the season. They do have a very solid defense. They got a little banged up last week playing Miami. That secondary got a little banged up, but I'm not too worried about it. I think they can generate a pass rush. If you look at the injury report, this offensive line for the Jets, they are very banged up as well. A lot of them didn't practice today. A lot of them's questionable. I think that they'll play, but they're just like it's going to be a lot of subs and stuff, and they're not deep in at the O line position at all. So this is a Bill Belichick, like pin your ears back, scheme up very well against Zach Wilson, and he's going to cover this 2.5. I think it's a very low scoring game, but I see a 17-10, 17-13 type game. Pats cover.
Yeah, no extra really comments. You covered most of it, except that just as a general note, the Pats are 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 against the Jets. I expect the Pats' run game to control the defense, take the ball away from Zach Wilson at least once or twice. He always has turnovers. And if Belichick doesn't cover this spot, I mean, this is he's got a serious problem in New England with this franchise. But this is a 2-unit play because this is just the spot. If Belichick doesn't cover, they're starting out 0-3, and this is not good for them. They have to cover right here, so do or die for the Pats. I'm on this one 2 units.
Yeah.
Next up, we got the Broncos at the Dolphins.
Your favorite team, baby.
Disgusting.
I just want to make one quick comment, and then I'll let you give your take.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I've recently moved to Raleigh, North Carolina. Born and raised in Virginia, lived in Bristol for 5 years, Bristol, Tennessee. So Virginia, Tennessee, a lot of hills, a lot of mountains. Raleigh, a little bit more flat. Whatever hill I can find here, I'm dying on it with this Broncos team. This is my favorite play of the week. Broncos plus 6.5 going to Miami. Favorite play of the week.
Oh,
Broncos ranked second most unlucky teams to start off the 2 weeks in the NFL season. So this line should be somewhere at 3.5, 4.5 tops, and you're giving me 6.5. You can actually get 7 on some sports books. So if you can lock in that 7 number, this is a no-brainer. This is it's going in all my pick'ems. I love the Broncos in this spot, even though I've taken them. I took them week 1, didn't take them week 2, and they're 0-2 against the spread to this point. This is where there's a little bit of a bounce back. They keep it close against this hot Miami team. Hopefully the defense shows up. Like, where was the defense last week, Justin, against Washington? Like, seriously.
It was there in the first half.
Points.
It was there in the first half. Look, talk about dying on a hill, bro. Like, we have both, the Cover Gang as a syndicate has taken the Broncos, the Pats, and the Texans. And we've lost 0-2 with each of those teams. So
I know how am I off back-to-back winning.
We're down on the hill. I'm taking the Broncos as well, plus 6.5, because it's the sharp side, because the line has value in it, and the public is just hammering the Dolphins. You got to take the Broncos. It's disgusting. I'm not watching the game. Broncos cover it, though.
What do you mean you're not watching the game? It's going to be a fun game to watch. Anytime Miami's offense steps up there, like Surtain, he's just gonna have to guard Tyreek. Like,
because it's a sweat. 6.5 is a sweat. I think the number should be 7.5, 8. The way that the Broncos have been playing and the Dolphins have been playing.
Oh, I totally disagree. I think it's overplayed because of the way. I think they're overvaluing the Dolphins
on the road.
Right now.
6.5 on the road is not bad. Like, I think 7.5 is more realistic for this game, but we're taking the Broncos. Next up. And last up for the early games, we got the Colts at the Ravens. Even with Rich out, I think I'm taking the Colts here to keep it close with Gardner Minshew as backup.
Is he ruled out?
Yeah, I don't think he's playing. I
think he's still questionable.
I'm pretty sure he's playing. Well, all we can rely on is that he's going to get injured halfway through the game, because that's what's happened twice now. So he plays like a fullback, Cam Newton version fullback. So regardless of him playing or not, I think there's value in the Colts at plus 8, plus 7.5. That's the side I'm on. What about you on this one?
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts as well, plus 8. It's like a half to a 3/4 of a unit game for me, just because the Colts secondary has given up the most. If it was against another quarterback, I would probably be on that side, but like, it's not Lamar's strong suit, because the Colts have given up the most like just straight down the numbers, receiving yards, like no slant routes, just like, kind of that Russell Wilson uh, rainbow throws just have been, they can't defend it. So like since Stephon Gilmore's left that secondary, it has showed. But yeah, it's just still a full one possession game, 8 points. That's just, Baltimore's playing good right now though. So like I can hear an argument from both sides. I know the public is going to be on Baltimore here, especially if Anthony Richardson is ruled out and Gardner Minshew's put in there. But I think it's sharp side to take the points. So yeah, I like +8. But like I said, it's like a 3/4 of a unit game for me.
Yeah, not one of our favorites, but I think we disagreed on what 3, 2, 3 this first go
Two or
round.
three, 2 or 3. Yeah,
But
not too bad.
subscribe and click the bell, turn notifications on so you're notified whenever we drop a video. If you enjoyed the content, please drop a like, thumbs up the video. It really helps us out. Don't forget to tune into our primetime predictions where we cover the 4 o'clock games and after. Let's cover the spread as always, baby. Peace.
Peace.